You've just clicked on a link, downloaded a file, and bam, your screen goes black. Your files are locked up. You've just become a victim of malware, and trust me, it's not a pretty sight. Now, what if I told you that you can actually create something like that? That's right, in this video, you'll learn exactly how malware works, how it's made, and how to test it safely, of course. But here's the twist. This isn't about going out there and wreaking havoc. Nope. We're talking about understanding the enemy so you can protect yourself, your systems, and your data. You see, hackers don't need to be some mysterious mastermind to pull this off. They're just a step ahead of most people. But by the end of this video, you'll be the one who's got the upper hand. All right, let's kick things off with the basics. What exactly is malware? Simply put, malware is any type of software intentionally designed to cause damage, steal information, or otherwise harm a system. Now, you've probably heard of a few types of malware before, like viruses, Trojans, and ransomware. Viruses are like the common cold of the digital world. They attach themselves to a clean file or program and spread to others when the infected file is run. The damage can vary, but it usually involves corrupting or deleting data. Trojans are named after the famous Greek myth, and just like the story, they look harmless but carry a hidden payload inside. You might download a file that looks like a legitimate program, but once you run it, the Trojan starts its work, often opening a back door for hackers to take control of your system. Then there's ransomware, which is pretty wild. It locks up your files and demands payment, usually in cryptocurrency, for you to get access back. WannaCry, one of the most infamous ransomware attacks, hit over 200,000 computers across 150 countries in 2017. These are just a few examples, but the point here is that malware can take many forms, and it's designed to do anything from spying on your activity to completely wrecking your system. Before we go any further, let's clear something up. This video is all about understanding how malware works, not how to make money off it or cause harm. I want to make sure you know that we're on the right side of things here. So now that we know what malware is, let's talk about how it actually works. Malware doesn't just show up out of nowhere, it needs a way in. Here's how it typically works. First, malware needs to get onto a system. This can happen through email attachments, malicious websites, infected downloads, or even USB drives. Ever heard of a phishing email? That's one common way malware gets in. You might get an email that looks like it's from someone you know, but once you click on that link or open that attachment, bam, the malware starts working its magic. After infection, malware often tries to spread. It might contact a server to get more instructions, or it might attempt to infect other devices connected to the network. This is how a single piece of malware can take down an entire company or network. Before we dive into the code, let's discuss how to create a secure environment for testing malware. I can't stress this enough. Never test malware on a real system that you care about. Use a virtual machine, VM, to isolate everything from your main setup. VM is like a sandbox. It's a self-contained environment where you can run potentially dangerous software without the risk of infecting your real system. You can use programs like VirtualBox or VMware Player to set this up. These are free and they're pretty simple to use. Once your VM is set up, you can install a fresh operating system like Windows 10 or Linux on it. This gives you a clean environment to work with. The goal here is to make sure any malware you test stays within that VM and doesn't escape into your main system. Once you've got your VM set up, don't forget to disable your internet connection inside the VM. Now we're getting to the fun part. Let's create some basic malware. Don't worry, this will be simple and totally harmless. We're going to write a small Python script that just opens up Notepad on the system when it's executed. It's not doing anything malicious, but it will give you a sense of how easy it is to create a script that runs when executed. Here's a simple script. When the script runs, a notebook window will open with the iconic message. This is the foundation for more complex behavior. If you understand how something as simple as opening a notebook works, you can build on it to create more advanced payloads that do things like steal data, log keystrokes, or open up backdoors for hackers. Let's dig into what makes a piece of malware really dangerous. The payload. The payload is the part of the malware that does the damage. It could delete files, corrupt data, or give an attacker full control over the infected system. The payload is essentially the weapon of malware. You might write a script that opens Notepad, but imagine if the payload opened the hidden backdoor that allowed an attacker to control the system remotely. So let's say your malware is on a system and it's doing its thing, but what happens if the user restarts their computer or shuts it down? If the malware isn't designed to stay active, it'll just be gone once the system is rebooted. This is where persistence comes in. A well-designed piece of malware will make sure it runs again after a reboot. It might add itself to the startup folder or modify the system registry so that it executes whenever the computer starts up. Here's an example of how you can add a script to the startup folder in Python. Now we need to test the malware you just created. This is where your virtual machine comes into play again. Run the script inside the VM and watch how it behaves. Does it open Notepad? Does it activate on startup? You'll also want to use tools like Wireshark to capture network traffic. If your malware is trying to send it out, Wireshark will let you see exactly what's happening. Remember, the whole point of testing is to understand how the malware behaves, so don't be afraid to experiment in your safe environment. Okay, now that you've created and tested some malware, let's talk about how to stop it. Understanding how malware works is only half the battle. The real skill comes in defending against it. First off, always use antivirus software, but don't just rely on antivirus alone. Make sure your firewall is active and keep your software up to date with the latest security patches. So that's how you create basic malware. But if you're really looking to take your skills to the next level, head over to my Whoop store. It's the perfect place to get exclusive tools, in-depth resources, and courses designed to sharpen your cybersecurity knowledge. Whether you're just starting or looking to dive deep into ethical hacking, it has everything you need to advance quickly. Don't miss out on this chance to boost your skills and stay ahead in the field. Visit my website now and start mastering cybersecurity today.
Malware, which is short for malicious software, is always a threat online. These harmful programs can infiltrate your computer without you even knowing. These sneaky programs are made to break into computer systems, usually to steal money or spy. They can also disrupt operations, causing chaos and damage. Knowing how hackers make malware is super important for fighting cybercrime. By understanding their methods, we can better protect our systems and data. Hackers, the people who make malware, do it for different reasons. Some are motivated by financial gain, while others are driven by the desire to cause disruption. Some want money, so they steal important info like credit card numbers or bank details. This stolen information can be sold on the dark web for a profit. Others want to cause trouble, messing with important systems like power grids or government computers. These attacks can have serious consequences, affecting millions of people. Hackers pick their targets carefully and design their malware to use specific weaknesses. They study their targets to find the best way to infiltrate and exploit them. They use different computer languages and tools, often working in secret online groups to share tips and tricks. These communities can be very resourceful, constantly evolving their techniques. Their methods are always changing, making it tough for cybersecurity experts to keep up. As soon as one threat is neutralized, another one emerges, often more sophisticated than the last. From regular people to big companies and governments, no one is safe from these bad programs. Everyone must stay vigilant and take steps to protect their digital lives. So it's really important to understand how and why malware is made to stay safe online. By staying informed and using the right tools, we can defend against these digital threats. Hackers use clever tricks to make and spread malware. These techniques are constantly evolving, making it a challenge for cybersecurity experts to keep up. One common trick is turning off Windows event logging. This is a crucial step for hackers because it helps them cover their tracks. This hides what they're doing, making it hard for security systems to notice them. Without logs, it's like trying to solve a puzzle with missing pieces. By turning off logs for things like recipe32, hackers can sneak around a system, stealing data and planting more bad code. This makes it easier for them to operate undetected for longer periods. Another trick is time-based evasion. This method involves setting the malware to activate at a specific time, often when the system is less monitored. Malware waits for a specific time before doing anything bad. This delay can help it avoid immediate detection and give it a better chance to spread. This helps it avoid sandbox detection, a security tool that tests suspicious programs in a safe space. Sandboxes are designed to catch malware before it can do any real damage. Sandbox bypass is another trick. Hackers design malware to recognize when it's in a sandbox environment. Malware tries to figure out if it's being tested. If it detects a sandbox, it might act normal or delay its malicious actions. If it is, the malware might act normal or wait until it thinks it's on a real computer. This makes it harder for security experts to identify and stop the threat. This back and forth between hackers and security people is a constant battle. Each side is always trying to outsmart the other. Focusing on how hackers do things can help us understand and predict future attacks. By studying their methods, we can develop better defenses and stay one step ahead. Cybersecurity is always changing because of new technology and new tricks from hackers. One big change is focusing on resilience. Instead of just building walls to keep threats out, companies are now trying to be ready for attacks and bounce back quickly. There are so many cyber attacks that it's impossible to stop them all. So companies are planning ways to make the damage from attacks less serious, so they can keep working and protect their data. Cloud computing, mobile devices, and the Internet of Things, IoT, have given hackers more ways to attack. Another big change is more people working from home. This creates new security problems, because important info is now outside the company network, so we need new security rules and training. Artificial intelligence, AI, is helpful in lots of areas, but it can be good and bad for cybersecurity. AI can be a great tool for defense, finding threats faster and responding quickly. AI-powered security can analyze tons of data, finding patterns and weird things that might be bad. But hackers can also use AI to make better malware. AI-powered malware can learn and change, making it harder to find and stop. For example, AI can make polymorphic malware, which changes its code to avoid detection. Regular security tools are having trouble keeping up with AI-powered threats. This ongoing battle needs lots of research to make sure the good guys win. Section 5. Keeping the cloud and Internet of Things safe. Cloud computing and the Internet of Things, or IoT, have changed how we save data and use the internet. These technologies are great, but they also have new cybersecurity challenges. Cloud security is super important because many companies keep their data and programs online. Because cloud storage keeps everything in one place, it's a big target for hackers, who could steal lots of info at once. The Internet of Things, with its many connected devices, is another big challenge. Smart home appliances and industrial sensors often don't have good security, making them easy targets. Keeping the cloud and IoT safe needs many things, like strong passwords, regular updates, and teaching people about security. As we use cloud services and IoT devices more, online safety becomes even more important. Section 6. Big cybersecurity trends in 2024. The year 2024 has seen some big changes in cybersecurity. As technology evolves, so do the methods and strategies to protect our digital world. One of the most significant trends is the adoption of zero-trust security. This approach fundamentally changes how we think about network security. The idea behind zero trust is simple yet powerful. No user or device should be trusted automatically. Instead, everyone and everything must continuously prove their identity and authorization. This helps stop threats from people inside a company, stolen passwords, and blurry network borders. By implementing zero trust, organizations can better protect their sensitive data and systems. Another big trend is quantum computing's impact on cybersecurity. Quantum computers, with their immense processing power, have the potential to revolutionize many fields, including cybersecurity. Quantum computers are super fast and could break the codes we use to protect data. This poses a significant threat to current encryption methods. This has led to extensive research on quantum-resistant cryptography, which aims to develop encryption methods that quantum computers can't easily break. It's a race against time to secure our data before quantum computing becomes mainstream. There aren't enough cybersecurity experts, which is a big problem in 2024. The demand for skilled professionals far exceeds the supply. Technology is changing so fast and cyber attacks are getting more complex, so we need more skilled people. Investing in education and training is crucial to bridge this gap. Phishing attacks, where hackers trick you into giving them your info, are also changing. These attacks are becoming more sophisticated and harder to detect. Teaching people about online safety is still really important. Awareness and education are our first lines of defense against these evolving threats. By staying informed and vigilant, we can better protect ourselves and our digital lives. Section 7. Lowering cyber risks in a connected world. As our world becomes more connected, staying safe online is super important for everyone. One key area is supply chain security. Global supply chains are complicated, so we need to make sure every part is secure. This means checking suppliers, having strong security rules, and doing regular checks to find and fix weaknesses. Generative AI, which can create things like images and text, has new cyber risks. It can be used to make fake videos, bad code, and tricky phishing emails. Stopping these risks means finding new ways to detect and stop them, and teaching people about the dangers of generative AI. Cybersecurity is now a must-have for every business. Good cybersecurity protects a company's image, builds trust with customers, and shows that they care about data protection. Section 8. The job of cybersecurity professionals. Cybersecurity professionals are super important for keeping our digital world safe. They protect our data, networks, and systems, working hard to stop, find, and respond to cyber threats. Their skills are essential for keeping people, businesses, and governments safe from cyber attacks. Cybersecurity professionals need to stay ahead of the game. New threats and ways to attack are always appearing. So they must constantly learn new things and keep up with the latest trends in malware, hacking, and security best practices. They also need to explain complicated tech stuff to regular people. This includes teaching users about online risks and pushing for strong security measures. We also need to train the next generation of cybersecurity professionals to ensure a safer digital future. Section 9. Conclusion: winning the cyber arms race. Cybersecurity is a constant battle. As hackers get better and find new weaknesses, cybersecurity professionals must stay alert and adapt their strategies and tools. Understanding how malware developers work is crucial. By being proactive about cybersecurity, teaching people about online safety, and investing in new technologies, we can make a safer digital world for everyone. Fighting cybercrime requires everyone to work together: individuals, organizations, and governments. The stakes are high. As we use technology more, we become more vulnerable to cyber attacks. Winning the cyber arms race is not just about technology, it's about keeping our digital future safe and secure.